All right, guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Psychic Medium Raymond Guzman, and today is the premiere of Season 2 of Tea with Spirit show, and this is Episode 1. So go ahead and get your tea bags, put that kettle on the stove, get your snacks, and sit back and enjoy this show. I'm so happy to be able to bring this back to you again for the second season. Season 1 was a hit. If you did not see any, or you haven't caught any episodes of Season 1, be sure to check my playlist on my YouTube channel, and you'll be able to catch that there. Also, I just wanted to say at the beginning of this show that right now I am holding 15% off of all my psychic readings sale. The sale is valid until February 14th, which is Valentine's Day. So upon checkout, you can use promo code CUPID. That's capital C and then lowercase UPID. Enter that upon checkout, and this is a perfect time to take 15% off of any readings or gift readings to people that you would like to, family members or loved ones, etc. And above all, if you are someone who I am reading on the show after today, if you'd like to get more information or book a private reading, you can visit my website. It is listed here on the screen. For those of you that are newly tuning in, are not aware of what Tea with Spirit is, it basically is me giving back to you, my family, my YouTube family. Basically, if you have any question out there, a spiritual question in nature about your life. This is being compared to the psychic version of Dear Abby. Basically, you can just write into me. You can send me an email. In the subject line of your email, put Tea with Spirit. And in the body of your email, ask your specific question and then include an alias. And each week I feature 5 different people from all around the world on the show and read and give them the tea from spirit. So let's get into our first one today. Oh, and by the way, my email address you can email me at is raymondguzman@hotmail.com, and it is listed in the description box below. So the first question today is coming from Cher, and Cher is saying, I feel that there is more to my life than this. I sometimes feel like there is a separation between my body and soul, and always feel like this is not my life or where I am meant to be. Please help me. Thank you so much, first and foremost, Cher, for writing into me. I can totally relate, and I'm already getting a lot of information from Spirit regarding your situation. Now, when I tune into Cher, I am getting from her is that she is someone who is very spiritually gifted. And the problem that a lot of people like us that have spiritual abilities or have connection like star seeds, connections to Lemuria or Pleiadian roots, and we're reborn or reincarnated into this life, is that we're always going to feel in some way that we're kind of disconnected from the human race, or we're disconnected, or we don't fit in with other people like that are around us, because they may not get us. We may have extrasensory perception. We may be may be more sensitive. And I do feel like with you, Cher, that is something that you've gone through. You've gone through a lot of struggles of people accepting you. This could even be your own family, because I'm getting family, a lot of issues within your own family of not feeling accepted and having some kind of power struggle with people who have, done you wrong, obviously. And so you feel very isolated, and I do feel like there is something about your love life that is coming to the forefront, almost like you settled with someone else, but you were not happy with this person, and so you may have feelings for someone else, or hoping that someone else can kind of rescue you from this situation. What Spirit is saying now is that you're going to have to rescue yourself, and I think that's something that a lot of us go through. We think about how unhappy we are in our love life, and we want someone to come in, knock on our door and say, hey, I'm your prince, your knight in shining armor, or I'm your prince, and I'm here to rescue you from that situation. But that is a daydream. That is more fantasy like, and that's not how the real world, the physical world here on earth operates. So what is spirit is saying is that there is a possibility of you leaving the situation that you're in right now to find a true love that is more of a twin flame relationship for you in this lifetime. Potentially could be like a soulmate situation as well. But I do get a strong masculine energy around you that is very oppressive. So either this is something that you've experienced in the past or something in the present, but Spirit is basically saying that you need to be strong and cut through the situation so that you can move forward. You also have a lot of worries on your financial state. So I feel like financially you're not capable of moving or getting out of this situation that you're in right now. There's a lot of stress that not just focuses on your love life, but your finances as well. And Spirit is saying that you have some decisions to make. In order to get where you want to be, you're going to have to make decisions about, you know, your living situation, your finances, your love life, and basically take this in increments and baby steps. And that's how you're going to get forward with that. So it's not going to be something that changes for you. Your life is not going to change where you're going to feel like immediately accepted or feel better about everything that has happened to you and how you feel now, until you tackle one thing at a time. What, you have to ask yourself, what is it that I can work on today, and take it day by day? Because I think we live in a world right now where so many of us want to, tackle on many problems and situations, and we don't know where to begin. That's the thing that kind of paralyzes us. We don't know where to begin, and there's really no specific, area that you can begin in. I would say for you and for all of my listeners out there to start in the area of your life that is the one that's causing you the most stress. And some of you may be saying, well, Raymond, I do have stress in all of my areas of my life, stress me out. And while that's true, there is always something that is a little bit more predominant or takes more of center forefront of your worries, and that's what you need to tackle the most. Where's your thoughts going the most to? Whether it's not being in a good loving relationship or it's your finances. But for you, it's a culmination of things, but Spirit is saying that you will see gradual changes. You need to definitely align yourself with people that are your soul tribe, people that get you 100% and that are supportive, not people that drain you. So I do feel like a lot of these things that you have kind of allowed them to happen in your life, maybe not being vocal or being afraid to speak up. And many of us, that is something that we face here. So kind of be more outspoken, have a backbone, so to speak. Don't let people walk all over you, because this world can be very, very tricky, and there's a lot of people that will take advantage of your kindness and treat it as a weakness. So I want to thank you so much for writing in. I hope this did help you share out there. Big angel hugs, and that is the tea from Spirit. So let's get into our next one. All right, our next one is coming from Anonymous, and she says, "Hi Raymond, my friend Liz and Tom told me about you and how they got a fantastic reading." Well, thank you so much to Liz and Tom. I know who you're talking about. My husband passed away suddenly. He wanted to tell me something. Can you tell me what it is? It's been bothering me for years. Can you also tell me who greeted him? I appreciate everything you can do for me. Thanks, Anonymous. So first and foremost, I'm so sorry for your loss. I understand what you're going through, as I've lost many people on here in the physical world myself. I can tell you that it's not easy, what you've gone through. I do feel like a part of your soul died in that moment. And I do feel like there was a lot of things in the time that you spent together with your husband that it felt almost like going through battles at certain times when he was more healthier. And so I feel like there was a lot of battles within the family dynamic. Perhaps his family didn't treat you the way exactly that you wanted to. That is what I'm kind of getting from his soul and from Spirit. I also feel like there was a lot of changes leading up to like his health as it declined, as this, as he passed and transitioned over. The months leading up to this, there would have been a lot of changes that were going on in your life, affecting you and your level of it made you think about your own life in many ways. What he was trying to say, what I'm getting from Spirit, is that he was okay and he loves you unconditionally. I also get that there was something about not to cry for him. I feel like he didn't want you to shed a tear or cry for him. As I'm getting droplets of the symbol of rain, like rain droplets, which is my symbol for when Spirit is saying, that someone grieved him. The grieving was very harsh, and it was you took it very difficult. As most people would in your situation. But I do feel like this affected you and affected your he's saying it's affected your faith, so your spiritual faith in God or in the universe and how you view things. And you do question whether or not you will ever, meet someone else or be with someone else again. And what I'm shown from the other side is that he is supporting you in all of your decisions. He is okay. He's no longer suffering in here in the physical world. And I don't know why I keep getting myself from this. I keep getting the letter M, like Michael, like Matthew or Michael, and the letter M is being shown quite a bit. And I do get that he was greeted on the other side by a male that would have passed before him. So whether this was his father or his grandfather, but he was not alone in that moment that he transitioned over. What I'm getting for you is that there is a lot of, changes in your life, obviously, that you're going through. I do feel like you will be happy once again in your love life. You may have put up walls, or you may feel like this has affected you in your current friendships and relationships with other people in your life, but know that you're fully supported and loved from Spirit, and that everything is going to come together for you. But you sometimes don't have patience when things are happening, so just to have patience. There's also something that is being referenced, and I keep seeing a brown leather wallet and photographs in it. So I don't know if he's the one that carried that brown wallet, but that is coming through. And then I'm also being shown construction that was being done. So I don't know if he ever worked in like construction or did repairs, or somebody was involved in that, but he is showing me visions of that as well. So I hope that this does help you. Just know that his soul is okay, and I send you big angel hugs. And this was the T from Spirit for you. So thank you once again, Anonymous. And let's get into our next one. All right, our next question is coming from our viewer, and our viewer is Mara, the Yorkie mom, and I really enjoy this. She says, "Hi Raymond, thank you for starting a series like this. I feel like I'm learning so much, and it continues to remind me that everything has a divine timing and plan. Thank you so much for your kind words, Mara. I really love and appreciate you so much." And she says, "My question actually regards my dog, Nico. Since he was a puppy, him and I have been inseparable. The way he came into our family feels divine, and I feel like he's chosen to be mostly by my side for reasons that go beyond the physical world. Maybe it's even past life related. Are my feelings on the right track? If I could have a conversation with him, I would. Just curious how he feels about me and and about being in our family. Thank you so much." So a lot of people don't know this about me, but part of my gift, and I'm kind of laughing because a lot of people just don't know, but part of my gift involves communication with animals. So I am, I can be, the dog whisperer, or, the pet whisperer in many ways. And I really enjoy it, and not just to animals that have crossed over, but living animals as well. I've had a lot of clients and friends alike that I have, sort of, tapped into what was going on with their fur babies. So with you, Amara, I do get that your dog, your fur baby, Nico, is absolutely adorable. I can see visions of his eyes, and how he looks at you is so adorable. And it's like y'all too, I feel like he waits for you when you're gone, and when you come back, he's waiting for you. And I do feel like he watches everything. He's a very attentive and a very old soul. So yes, I do feel like you had him in a previous life. I do get that he is your animal's spirit guide here in the physical world, in the flesh. So you are being protected and guided by him. Not only that, but a lot of our pets that we have, that people have, and they're, they're fur babies or pets, people don't realize that it's no coincidence. Those also were assigned to our souls before coming here to the physical world. So those of us that have pets, that's the reason you have it. It's almost like having a spiritual companion. And I do feel like he was assigned to you for a specific reason, because what I tune in right now, Mara, is that in your home life that there are changes that are taking place. So I don't know if you've had arguments or disruptions with family members, but that's kind of what I'm being shown. The energy is that if that's not taking place right now, that's something that is coming. And I do feel like Nico can bring you healing in many ways. And that's what our pets do when we have them around us. They bring us a certain level of comfort and healing in many ways. I also am getting something that he is watching you, and he listens to conversations that you've had. And there's something about you not being sure of a decision around your work, around your finances. And it's like you kind of are wanting to take that leap of faith, but you're not. And so he's kind of like looking at you, and he's trying to give you that energy and that communication. I do feel like he knows, which family members that he can really go around. I don't feel like he's a wild dog at all. Someone who, tears up things, and I feel like he's very well behaved. And again, this is going back to an old soul. Younger souls of pets tend to be more disruptive, more hyper in many ways. And I feel like the energy and environment around you is very balanced. So he's very comfortable in the living space that he's in right now. But I do get that there's something about two men in your life, whether this is a change in your romance or something else. But there's like a battle that's going on between two male energies, or a decision for you, rather, of who you would have to work with, or who you would be going towards to, if this is more of the romance, like I'm kind of seeing from spirit. But I do feel like ultimately that Nico loves you unconditionally, and he loves that you pet him, and that you always have his favorite toy there. So I want to thank you so much for submitting that question, and most of all, big angel hugs to you and Nico and the family. So thank you so much. All right, our next question is from our viewer Infinity, and Infinity says, "Hi Raymond, my name is Infinity, and my question is about people I previously used to work with. I want to know, why did they have such an indifference with me, and are the reason why I'm picking up on so much of this toxic negativity from a distance. I've been feeling like this for a while now, and it feels as it's been affecting me on an emotional, mental, and spiritual, and even physical level. I don't feel like my normal self sometimes. Some days I'm very tired and I don't feel good. I also would like to add, without judgment, because I know I'm not perfect, but I have my own actions towards them, out of my own emotions. But I just want to know what exactly is going on, and what can I do to stop it. I am working every day on healing myself and getting myself back in the light, positive vibration, and letting go of them, as well as keeping protection around myself. Thank you in advance. I like your energy and your channel. It's awesome." Well, thank you so much, Infinity, for this question. Okay, so the first thing that I can tell you is that you are a psychic empath. You are someone that is very sensitive. You have that HSP, which is a highly sensitive person. This is an empath, a person that feels the emotions very deeply from other people around you. And I do get in your work life that you have been sent there. This is all divinely orchestrated. There's no coincidence why you are dealing with these nasty, nasty energies. You didn't need them. They needed you. And the reason that I say that is because you are a healer as well, and they needed healing, and only a person of good vibrations and light are usually sent into a toxic work environment to heal people. There's always a rhyme and a reason for it. Just like you said, nothing is a coincidence. So the fact that these were energy vampires and attacking you and making up lies, or having their own clique, quote unquote clique, it's typical. I've been there. Many of us, of our listeners right now, have been there. It's not easy. I understand what you were going through, and you were probably working very hard as well, for what I'm getting from spirit. The best thing to do when you are surrounded by that is to understand that it's not your fault. Because I think that a lot of these vibrations, a lot of us tend to think, oh, well, it's my fault. Maybe I should mingle more with them out of work, or socialize after work hours, go for a drink. Kind of try to change who I am to fit in. And that's not what this life is about. We have to embrace our individuality and who we are, and be unapologetically ourselves. And I do feel like with you, they didn't like that you were someone that kind of tended to yourself. You came into work, you did your job, and you left. You didn't get involved in a lot of the drama. So I feel like these are females that are very dramatic, very much into the drama. I do get that they may have, one or two may have been older than you as well. So this is not their first go round with employees. I do get that they've done this before to other employees as well, so that they have quit and they can bring in a friend or someone that they like into that position. So again, this is all negative things that are going on. If you are stuck in that kind of situation, like for yourself, if you ever encounter that again, or you're in that right now, the best thing that I can tell you to do is to make sure that you are protected. And how you protect yourself is to have some tools, and these are like crystals. A lot of people are, thinking, well, do crystals really work? And the answer to that is yes. So I suggest you get some snowflake obsidian, get some black tourmaline. You can get some citrine, even lapis lazuli. These are going to be crystals that you can buy as either in the form of a ring, a pendant, a bracelet, a necklace, whatever it is. Keep it on you while you're at work, and it will kind of help with the negative energies. When you leave work, what you need to do is to kind of sage yourself when you get home, or use Palo Santo on the days that you don't feel good. It doesn't have to be done daily. Once a week, you may want to do a spiritual bath. If you have a tub, you can use salt, sea salt, Himalayan salt, or any kind of scrub or bath bomb that has a kind of salt in it. You can add, there's a lot of spiritual baths, like different liquids that they sell in spiritual stores. You can kind of look for that. You can also do a lot of prayer, especially when you're in that kind of environment. Shielding yourself. I'll visualize. I'm going to pronounce it right. A visualization tactic that you can do is kind of like visualize yourself in a gold light, or in a gold pyramid around you. And basically what this is doing is communicating with Archangel Metatron and the higher self, and connecting to your higher self, and allowing a certain amount of protection from the spiritual side to be around you. Ultimately, I do feel like you will be, in a better work environment, and leaving them behind. Of course, it's not about giving up or moving away, but when you're surrounded by people that are like that, trust me, like I said, I've been there. It doesn't get any better, and they feed off of your energy and enjoy, making your life a living hell, so to speak, until you either you resign or you move away. In my situation, I resigned, but I had another job lined up before I left, which was a smart thing to do. And the reason for that was because for my own sanity and my own health, I could not be surrounded by the toxicity of the people that surrounded me in that job that I worked in, which was in the medical field. So I do understand what you're going through, and I do feel like you will come to full healing. It will take some time. For me, it took time, at least almost a year after leaving that environment, and I still had my guard up when I went into my next job with a lot of the employees and the energies that I was surrounded by. But the best thing to do is to kind of forget them, leave them in the past. Know that that's not your soul tribe. You didn't do anything wrong. There's some dark souls that, that need healing, or that, they just prey upon people that have light. And there's no rhyme or reason as to why they do it, other than they are not healed themselves. There's an unhealed portion to their souls, and they have some kind of sick, twisted pleasure from hurting innocent people. And that is a common occurrence that we are seeing now, as people are elevating, their consciousness is vibrating at a higher level here in the physical world. For you, I get that you're very spiritually enlightened, someone that's spiritually awoke or awakened. So you're vibrating at a 4D level, and sometimes you shift into 5D, which makes you see things very clearly like you do now, whereas these people are kind of vibrating at a 3D level, very close-minded, very judgmental, and that's as bad as it is going to get, But ultimately, through you, I do feel like there is going to be some changes in that office or in that work department, and those people are going to reflect back on their actions, because whatever we do in the physical world, like I said, if you're bullying somebody, if you're that coworker that's being messy with someone that's new, but just because you don't like them, or because you think they're kind of bougie, or they're kind of, too good for themselves, or, they think they're better than anyone. That's coming from a place of judgment. Remember, the energy that you give off to other people, the energy that you think about, your feelings, even if you don't say it, you're thinking about it, it's still energy that's being thrown at a person, and that becomes like a spiritual attack in many ways, and it in turn can become karmic in nature for you. So we must be, as brothers and sisters out there, we must stay positive, and we must remember to really analyze our thoughts and our words before we speak them, and before we think them, and before we we go through with any actions as well. Think before we speak, and think before we do anything else that's not of the light, or that's not for our higher self. So I want to thank you so much for tuning in and actually asking that question. Let's get into our last question for this week's episode. All right, and our last question, which I will spill the tea from Spirit, is from 9Blue. And 9Blue says, "Hi Raymond, I newly discovered you on YouTube and became a subscriber to your awesome channel." Well, thank you so much. That's very sweet of you. She says, "I've been very blessed with many gifts in many areas of my life, yet I have so much to Yet I've had much to overcome and heal from, which I am still in the process of doing. Will I eventually achieve my goals and find love? Will everything get easier? Thank you so much, Raymond. Blessings and best wishes, 9Blue." Well, 9Blue, I do feel and see that you're a beautiful soul, someone that's very, very tired. You have a lot of energy where it feels very drained. You feel drained, depleted. I do feel like there's possibly some health issues as well, from a lot of the negativity that you've been exposed to for quite some time. I can't diagnose, but I do feel like there is something going on with your hormones, and leading to things like maybe your weight, and just some migraines and things like that, of that nature. Again, I won't get too specific in this reading, but what I'm getting from Spirit is that, yes, there's this sense that, when something was going bad in your life in the last couple of years, that you kind of ran from situations, not because you didn't want to confront them, but because maybe they scared you a lot. And that is how it's coming from Spirit. And so I'm just being very honest. Like I said, when I do private readings, I don't sugarcoat anything that I see. But I understand where you're coming from. There's a lot of people like you that, that are very sensitive souls here on earth. And when something is not going good, or, you kind of tend to evade confrontation or the issue, because it's like a self-preservation or a self-protection mechanism that is operating vibrating at the soul level. So Spirit is showing me that right now you need to be strong. I don't feel like in your love life right now where that is concerned, there's anything that is going to happen right now. There's still a lot of healing that is still needing to take place. And again, I feel like you feel empty in many ways in your life. Like people just don't understand you. Your family doesn't understand you. And you may feel like that is the case. But the problem with that with you is that I feel like when you are in that kind of zone and that mind frame of thinking that, no one understands you, you kind of become a hermit in some ways and isolate yourself from people that can potentially help you. And that's what a lot of people do. They don't want to feel judged by other people by letting them know how they feel or what's gone down, in their life. That's the worst thing that you can do. For some people that may work. For you, what I'm being told from Spirit is that you need to surround yourself with friends. You need to socialize more. You need to get outside of your comfort zone, because until you do that, there's not going to be any kind of growth here for you. So you need to kind of, push yourself to go out, maybe to socialize, make some friends, maybe your work friends, hang out with them after work. Try to make the exception. Go out to the market, go out shopping, to the mall, sit down, on a bench and kind of observe people, make eye contact, smile. These are the things that are going to push you out of that depressive state that you may be in, or these depressive feelings that you are holding on to right now. But I don't see love anytime soon, not within this year at all. Again, timelines can fluctuate, and anything that I say here is not written in stone. The future is not written in stone. So you can make changes, your free will. But as of right now, the snapshot that I get, what I'm seeing is that there's going to be some time before you can get someone in your life or allow someone into your life without feeling like you have to change who you are. This is coming from trauma. You do have some heart chakra trauma, and some people that I read for, I see that heart chakra trauma. You would benefit from wearing malachite or peridot or green averantine, as a pendant over your chest or your heart area, as a pendant, and this will kind of bring some healing to you. You need to also say some positive affirmations. Work with a green candle for healing and a red candle for love, and light those, and maybe on a little piece of paper write down what you wish to manifest into your life and place it underneath those candles when you burn them. In many ways, this is kind of turning more into the magical side of yourself, but I do feel like you're learning and coming into your own womanhood, in your own energy. And like I said, no matter what age you are, we are all constantly evolving and growing as individuals. And so that's what I feel is happening with you. Don't beat yourself up because you see your friends having a partner or being married and having kids and they're just happy in their life. Not everything that you see is the way it is. A lot of things appearances can be deceiving, and we don't, a lot of people don't understand that what makes, a couple may look happy, but behind closed doors are, like cats and dogs going after each other, and it's not the picture perfect life that you think that they are having. But for you, if you can work through these healing situations, it will accelerate you to finding someone else. But right now, Spirit doesn't see you being ready for another relationship yet, or for new love to come into you. Once you're able to heal that, you're looking more at like 3 to 4 years, to be honest. I know that sounds like way out there, and that's like, that sounds like very harsh to say, and I don't want it to crush your hopes, at all. Like I said, you can change that. You can accelerate things, but I feel like, right now, you are putting others before yourself, and you need to start putting yourself before others. And it's not being selfish. It's you loving yourself unconditionally and unapologetically, so that you realize that you are worthy of love, and then you'll attract that right person into your life. I do get the name Jesse. Jesse over and over being repeated. So hold on to that if that doesn't make any sense. But that's the tea from Spirit. I hope that did help you. So thank you once again for submitting that. And for all of my viewers, thank you so much for being again on my channel and listening to the premiere of Tea with Spirit Season 2, Episode 1. Once again, I'll repeat it at the end of the video. If you are interested, and I've read for you on this channel and today's episode, and you'd like to get more information, you can go and book a private reading. Or if any of you would like to book a private reading, go to my website, take 15% off with using promo code CUPID. That's a capital C, lowercase UPID. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Psychic Medium Ray. And don't forget to pick up a copy of my book, Starseed Footsteps. It is available on Amazon and BarnesandNoble.com. Also, you can get it on my website if you want an autographed copy from me with a personal message for you. You can order it here, and I do ship out internationally now as well. If you've purchased a copy of my book, please email me a photo of yourself with my book if you have not yet done so, and I'd like to feature you on Instagram to promote my book. So big angel hugs to everyone. Thank you once again. Blessings and love and light. Stay tuned for episode 2 next week.